Hey everyone, this is Guy with My Digital Money. Just wanted to give you a weekly recap. We talked a lot about the merge in my last two videos. So now that it's finished, we'll talk about how that went. We'll also talk about the overall market and how it was affected by the inflation reports that came out on Tuesday. All right, so let's get started. So overall, the stock market had the worst week since June. Dow Jones Industrial Average declined by 4.1%. The S&P 500 lost 4.8%, and Nasdaq Composite declined about 5.5%. Now, of course, this has a lot to do with the inflation numbers, which were higher than expected. And I talk about core inflation because it eliminates the price of energy and commodity foods like corn, because those are very volatile, and sometimes they mess up the overall numbers. This time, I believe that the price of gasoline decreased because of the demand, right? Because people are anticipating a recession, so they're not spending as much on gas and they're cutting back on driving. So if you look at core inflation, the numbers actually rose and were worse than expected, which shows we're not really controlling inflation just yet. And we're expecting the Fed to induce a recession to control the inflation. And so, of course, the stock market was affected, and with that, crypto was affected. So, overall, in the past week, Bitcoin declined about 6%, and the DeFi Pulse Index declined about 12%. Now, the biggest decline happened in Ethereum. 15% over the past week. After the merge, it declined 8 to 10% the following day, right? The day or two. Why? It was successful. I think most of us know. So I think part of it has to do with people taking profits. I think the merge was priced in because everyone expected it to be successful, or a lot of people did. And once it was confirmed that it was successful and essentially a non-event, a lot of people then took profits. And so that's one factor. But another potentially big factor is the SEC head, Gary Gensler, made an announcement, made comments about how proof of stake tokens may be considered a security. He didn't mention Ethereum by name, but the timing, is it a coincidence? Happened the day after Ethereum switched from proof of work to proof of stake. And he said that it may be considered a security and may be subject to additional scrutiny by the SEC. Because of the yields that you can get on your tokens, right? You stake your tokens, you get a yield. But in my view, it's just a way to secure the network, right? This is a decentralized network, so you have to incentivize people to help secure it by giving them a return on their stake tokens. And so it created some uncertainty that, a lot of people didn't think about that. They, really focused on the energy savings, and now there was this potential threat. And so that, of course, contributed to the decline. But overall, I hold, strong that it's going to increase over time in the long run, and regulations will work themselves out. And so I'm not too worried myself. That's my opinion, not advice. But overall, not a great week for crypto in terms of prices, but in terms of technical, advances, yes, it was a great week. The merge went well, and I look forward to seeing what happens with Ethereum going forward. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys later.